Top of the morning. Welcome back to Breakfast at Fiji One. Great to have you on the show this morning. Merry Christmas and, of course, holiday greetings to our friends right across Fiji and, of course, over to the Pacific and even to the ends of the earth, might I say, in America, in England. Of course, top of the morning to our family and friends who are always live streaming in and connecting in from right around the world. Speaking from right around the world, I have somebody from the other side of the world, of course, of the other side of the earth. And, of course, we have this morning Mr. Peterson?
Yes.
Mr. Peterson it is. Thor. Yes?
Thor Peterson.
Thor
Yes,
Peterson.
correct.
Good morning, Mr. Peterson. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on Breakfast.
My pleasure.
Exciting times, exciting times.
Yes, absolutely.
How do I say good morning or bulla or hello in you're from
Denmark.
Denmark?
Denmark, yeah. Pretty much on the other side of the planet.
Yeah,
not too far from England. It's not too hard. We say god morgen, so it's close to good morning. God morgen.
Good morning?
It means good morning. Yeah.
Ah, good morning. It's like in German, it's guten Morgen.
Exactly.
Yeah?
Yes, yes.
Well,
Same
it's great to have you this morning.
Thank you.
We've been hearing a lot about you and hearing a lot about your travels and the fact that you don't travel by plane, but you travel on ferries and boats and, of course, cars when you're around. So the first question I want to ask you, Mr. Peterson, is why not choose to travel by plane when it's a lot more quicker, I guess, in some sense.
Sure.
Yes. So what's where did all of this begin for you? Your travel, your love for travel.
Well, it began in 2013 when my father, he sent me an email. There was a link, I clicked on it, and I was reading about travelers going to every country in the world.
Yeah.
So as it turns out, you have less than 300 people who have been to every country in the world.
Wow.
And nobody has done it completely without flying.
Aha.
So a surprising fact is that the fastest to go to every country in the world is a woman. She did it in 1.5 years, every country in the world. But she was pretty much living in airports and on airplanes and so on. And the youngest to go to every country in the world is also a woman. I think she finished when she was only 19 years old. But I've now been underway for 9 years because it's so much harder without flying, obviously. And I've been to Fiji 3 times now. This is the 3rd time I come here. Next week I'll get on the ferry on my way to Tuvalu. Right. And I'll have Christmas and New Year in Tuvalu. Yeah. And then I come back to Fiji for the 4th time before heading to the Indian Ocean.
Oh my goodness! So that challenge was actually to you by your dad.
Yeah, I don't think he was challenging me.
No,
I think he just wanted to show me something interesting, and then hoping that I would continue with my life. But I looked at it. I thought there's something special here. And I grabbed it.
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. You got family?
I do. I'm a married man.
Awesome.
There was a woman in my life before leaving home, and then in 2016, I left home in 2013. In 2016, she came to visit me for the 10th time, and I decided this is the one I want. So I asked her to marry me, and she said yes.
Awesome.
Then unfortunately, the pandemic happened, and I was stuck in Hong Kong for 2 years during the pandemic, and it was difficult to see each other. But we recently got married just 6 weeks ago in Vanuatu.
Congratulations!
Thank you very much. So no children yet.
Okay.
But hopefully
I was going to say
future.
that in mind. That's of course that's in the pipeline. Yeah.
In the pipeline. Yes. So mother and father, 2 sisters, and lots of good friends and extended family as well.
What do you get out of this from traveling? And I know seeing different places. The experience is different because you're experiencing different cultures. You know. And but what do you get out of it?
Well, I meet tons and tons of people, and I get to talk to them, and I get a deeper understanding about who they are and which part of the world I'm in. Here in Fiji, I've been meeting with the Hash House Harriers, Suva Hash House Harriers, who are a fun group. And they meet up every Monday, and then they do a little bit of running and socializing in different parts of Suva. So it's a way for me to see more and more of Suva every time I meet up with them. All around the world, I've been connecting with people, listening to their stories. Some stories are sad, a lot of stories are happy. Most stories are normal. Most stories are about family and food and music and weddings and getting stuck in traffic and all of this normal stuff. A good barbecue, all of this stuff.
Oh, Mr. Peterson, all of this is enough information to write a book. Is that something you're thinking about?
For sure. Again, as you talk about the pipeline, there will be a book.
Awesome.
Towards the end of this. I'm a motivational speaker, so I've been speaking all around the world. This is also something I hope to continue doing, inspiring people, teaching them about different cultures and different aspects of the world that they might not already know.
Awesome. Now, I know that you've been doing this for quite some time, and
Yeah.
it's a passion, because it's passion for you, because it's taking you places and having you experience different things that's not in your culture.
Oh,
Is this something that you're gonna? Is there a stop cork somewhere, or is there a limit, or is there anything that you're wanting to do after this, or just for now, traveling is all it is?
In all honesty, although I'm sitting here and smiling, I'm smiling. You're a lovely woman, so it's
Yeah.
hard not to smile, right? But I was fed up with this many years ago.
Yeah.
I know a couple of years of seeing the world and traveling is enough for most people. But I set myself a goal, and I decided I was going to go out and chase it.
Yes.
And I don't want to be the man who gives up on the way. Yeah. But I'll tell you what. So in terms of seeing things and discovering new things that you didn't know about. As I said, this is the third time I come to Fiji. The second time, I was lucky to get introduced to this wonderful man. His name is Choji Tamani. He guided me into the interior. So I was so curious to get away from the coast and come inside and see what's in the heart of Viti Levu, sorry. And we spent 3 days in there, and this is the first time I learned about the Sevu practice. Which I thought was really unique, and there's a lot of I think it's truly special way to engage and show respect, and
Yes.
I don't think I've come across this anywhere else. And I've traveled vastly across the Pacific now. I'm only missing one country in the Pacific. I've been to all the other countries in the Pacific, and I haven't quite seen anything like that, not even here in your neck of the woods. So you keep learning as you go around in the world and meet people.
And it certainly does make me proud to hear you say that, because in all the places that we travel to, there is tradition and culture of that particular country or that particular place. And yes, I must say that I commend you and then congratulate you for doing such a marvelous job. But at the same time, it's all good for you, because it's something that you're going to be putting down on book and on paper, and people will be interested to read that. So after Tuvalu, where to after that?
Then I'll come back to Fiji again.
Yeah.
Fiji is such a regional hub.
Yeah.
Fiji just connects this entire South Pacific. And then hopefully I can board a container ship here from Suva.
Right.
That will eventually take me all the way back to Singapore.
Okay.
And that's maybe a 40-day journey on board the ship. So it's a long way from here.
Yes.
And then from Singapore, I hope I can find a ship that can take me to Sri Lanka. And that's my second last country, and then from Sri Lanka find a boat to Maldives, and then I'm done. I've been to 200 countries now, and it's from a list of 203, so I'm right at the end of it.
Right at the end. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's such an interesting story and life that you live, and we wish you well and Godspeed, and hope that along the way you'll collect more stories, that one day we'll be able to say, this is the gentleman that came on breakfast. We now see his book. But congratulations, of course, and of course on getting married. And also, we just want to, wish you well for your journey that's ahead of you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, stay with us when we come back on breakfast. We've got Sassy to tell us about the joyful concert happening tomorrow.